Hello, welcome back to Beyond the Apex Motorsport. My name's Christian, and today we're diving into a practice session featuring the Ferrari 296 GT3 over at Zolder, followed up by the Formula 4 car at the iconic Road Atlanta. For those of you that are new here, I'm a rookie sim racer working my way up from zero experience, chasing big goals like reaching a 1600 I rating and earning my C-Class license in both Road and Formula Series this month. If you're a beginner like me, or even a seasoned pro, I'd love to hear your advice down in the comments. Anything that can help me improve. And if you're enjoying the journey so far, hit that like button and subscribe to follow along with the journey. Now, let's hit the track and get to work. All right, so let's get on track here.
The track temperature is falling. It's now 82 Fahrenheit. Cold tires all around.
So we've got a couple of goals for the day. The first goal is to just reintroduce the line we were using yesterday. So be sure that that I'm still taking the basically the same line I was taking yesterday, right? Same braking points, same throttle, stuff like that. And then we want to go ahead and improve that little by little. So we'll whittle away at it lap by lap, turn by turn, until we feel like we're caught up. We're coming in here. Probably want to utilize a little bit more of the track than there, but I mean, I only need a rough estimate. I only need a ballpark of where the car is supposed to go. We don't got to be absolutely perfect here because we're not drilling that in yet. So today's goal is going to be to speed up, to get a rather quick lap time. And then what I'll do after the video on my own time is I'll go ahead and analyze that footage. Okay, well, I don't know why, but my braking point was the same as yesterday. And for some reason, I don't know if I'm not braking as hard or what, but oh well, that's all right. We learn to be flexible. The conditions on the track won't be the same during actual races, so probably not. So, but I like that line. I think I probably could have taken a little bit more of the curb. We'll brake at the same spot we always do here. I could brake later if I brake harder. A hard brake here, followed by cutting in nice and tight. I think I cut in a little bit more than I would have liked to. I don't know that I want my grass on the wheel, or wheels on the grass. So, as I said in the intro, please feel free to drop comments. Let me know what I can do to improve. Still trying to, do that. Definitely trying to improve. So whatever I can do to get that done is going to be incredibly helpful. I do not understand. That's the same spot I was braking at yesterday. Maybe I was braking a little bit earlier than that. That's all right. I'm struggling here in Sector 1. As you can see, really having trouble finding a good braking point for a couple of those areas. Okay. I'm coming out of that corner nice, though. That corner, not so much. I'm getting quite a bit of wheel spin coming out of the corner, which I think means I just need to be a little bit more smooth on my throttle inputs. So if I brake harder, I can brake later there as well. I can brake after the 100 if I just brake with a bit more aggression.
You've just done a 134.
Let's do a little bit earlier. Okay. Missing that apex over and over and over and over again. Alright, so I can brake quite a bit later than the 100. I need to start looking for additional markers around the 100. Whoops. I probably need to not have my foot on the throttle for that section is my guess. Hard to say. Either way, we'll brake a little bit earlier. Okay. That left me room to spare. Okay, I need to be staying in third gear for those corners. Broke later there. Let's stay over here. Wow, very, very spiky and not smooth on my throttle.
31.46.
So I'm immediately losing 5/10 right at the beginning, right at the start. Okay. Fair enough, fair enough.
Track limits. This lap will be deleted.
Starting to get a little frustrated. Definitely hitting that point now where it's like I feel like I've done enough laps and have not caught up at all. In fact, I've only introduced new problems. So I can't tell. It doesn't look like I'm getting on the accelerator too aggressively on the telemetry, but oops, there we are. Classic curb. Curbin. Keith Curbin over here. Brake hard. Okay, nice and tight. Getting the traction control out of there, so really struggling with that corner. Oh, that's an off track.
Mind these track limits, please, Christian.
Gosh darn it. There we go. I need to line myself up to be able to get on the throttle earlier for that corner. Got on the throttle too early for that corner.
We need to watch these track limits.
Or just too aggressive. Still getting in the traction control a little bit. There we go. Now we've upped our time quite a bit. Now here's where I might lose time, because what I did the last time was quite good. And I'm not usually that good. But we'll see. Okay, not too much. Not too much time lost. Actually, we're a little quicker down the straight here.
That last lap was at 1:30.27. That's your best lap in the session.
I can feel my hands tensing up. Definitely need to relax those. Oh.
Watch the track limits, please, Christian.
Getting more smoothly and gently on the throttle helped me avoid that TC there. You've given me nearly a tenth. Nope. Needed to slow down there. Oh. Wow, that cost me so much time, even going down the straight.
You're now 0.07, slower than your best.
We hug in nice and tight to be able to try to get on the throttle earlier. I don't think I hugged in tight enough. Okay. Well, that wasn't smooth.
That lap was at
It was quicker.
0.00. That's your quickest lap in this session.
Wow. I don't know what the difference is there, but I'm significantly slower on that corner than I was the last lap. Oh, so close. So close, but that's okay. We're developing consistency right now. And I think that's more important.
That was at 1:30.05. That puts you
Okay.
0.07.
So as soon as I said we're developing consistency, we spun out. Love jinxing myself. We'll get another lap here where we just kind of take advantage of the fact that we're behind and don't have to worry about trying to catch up. Really think about hands and feet being tied together. So let's see here.
Slower than your best.
I've got a best lap time of 1:29.981, which really isn't a huge drop over yesterday, but I mean, it's actually, no, it is. It's massive. I had a 1:31 yesterday. So that's a significant improvement in time. And so I think probably by the end of tomorrow's session in this car, I can get myself into maybe like a low 129, even a high 128, perhaps. I think high 128's pushing it, but I think maybe closer to like a 128.4, or I'm sorry, 129.4 is probably something that's tangible and doable based on what we're seeing so far. I think a 129.4 is within the cards for me by the end of the weekend, by the end of the race week or whatever. So yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't like to over practice. I'm kind of a stickler for that kind of thing. I think over practicing is probably great. I think practicing a lot, I should say, is really good if you're very experienced and you've got like a long list of things to practice, right? So you have a detailed understanding of, all right, I'm gonna really practice trail braking for this, but you know, I just haven't made it to that level yet, where right now for me, I'm just trying to develop consistency by saying, all right, where did I brake? Where did I accelerate? When did I turn in? I can use that white line kind of for turn in a little bit and starting to initiate the turn in. I brake right here. The end of that. Whoops. Okay, that wasn't correct. Probably because I still had my foot completely on the... Come on. On the brakes. Can we do a donut in this short of a span of time? We can. Look at that. Oh, that was a nice little Tokyo skirt. Now, once again, if you guys have any advice, please, 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 I'm serious. I'm not trying to farm engagement. I just really want help. I really want help. If you guys have advice, if you have tips, please drop them down in the comments. It can be literally anything. You don't have to be some guru. Nobody's gonna... I'm not gonna get on here and say, oh, you've only got an I rating of, you know, 600. You don't have any business telling me what to do. Because that just isn't the case. That is wrong, too. I'm not in a rookie class at 0.0K. That is incorrect. Yeah, anybody who has any kind of advice, please go ahead and drop it down in the comments. I want to improve. I will collect my telemetry from this, and I will include that in the title description. So you guys can look down in the description and then go ahead and find the link to my Garage 61 telemetry. If you're wanting to like get a closer eye, you're more than welcome. Maybe you recognize what I'm doing, but it's kind of hard to put into words. That's okay. Just do your best. I'm happy to hear anybody's input and know what I can do to kind of improve on the track, because in the long run, I want to be able to provide that to others. And I try to when I can, but you know, I'm still so new at this that honestly, I can barely give myself advice, let alone others, you know? We are still only about a month and a half in, coming up on 2 months. And so, yeah, got a lot of work to do, but nonetheless, I think this is going to be a great week of racing. I really enjoy this track. I think it's a fantastic track. Love how many chicanes there are and like wild little sectors of turns. I just love it. I like DTM racing, to be honest. It's like my favorite style of racing. I could not tell you why. I don't know a lot about motorsports, but I do know I just love it. So either way, we got ourselves all the way down to a 129.981 with 301 being optimal. The fastest lap I could find is a 127.283. I currently am not doing that. Not even a little bit. Yesterday's best time I had was a 131.406. And so by today's standards, so 129.981 is faster by 1.425 seconds. That is the gain that we've made today. I love that. So following this up, we're going to be doing some of the Formula 4 real quick. And then tomorrow, we're going to go ahead and try and just drill in a little bit more consistency. So I don't expect to hit a 129.981 every time. You know what? Yes, I do. Yeah. I expect to get to a point where I can hit like 3 129s in a row. Like that's gonna be my goal for tomorrow. I'm gonna put my best into it. So for right now, I'll catch you guys at the next section of this video where we start driving some Formula 4. All right, so let's get underway here.
The pit lane speed limit is 45 miles per hour.
At the road of Atlanta. I like to call it Road Atlantis. No reason, I just think it sounds cooler. Okay, we want to learn to take that curb a little bit better. I'm struggling there. So yeah, once again, we're going to do the same thing we were doing before, which is try to learn to take effective racing lines to start off. We did that yesterday pretty much, but we want to go ahead and re-drill in what we've worked on so far and then make improvements from there. So we'll just remind ourselves where we were yesterday, and then we'll whittle that down into something a little bit more usable to be able to get good times on the tracks. But for right now, just getting a little bit more comfortable, trying to get myself back up to speed, and I'll catch you guys in a second once I've done that. All right, so here we are on this lap. We've done pretty good here. I'll back up the footage a little bit. I won't be talking, but you'll at least get to see that we've cleaned our lap time up a little bit. The goal for the day is going to be kind of in the ballpark of like a low 123, I think would be fair. And as soon as I did all that, there we go. Lost that ability to cross the finish line with that time. And what's weird is, well, that would have been nice to know earlier. What's weird is I felt like I broke just as hard at the same spot, but ran into some troubles. So I don't know if I did something wrong that I shouldn't have done.
Off your best.
But we'll just get in here, see what kind of times we can get. Whoops, that's way off track.
Okay, Christian.
And boom. Alrighty.
Right rear, 99.
I'll do a little outlap and then come back. Alright, so we're finishing our first outlap here. Let's give it another shot and see if we can't rebuild on that time. Things are already looking pretty decent. I definitely realized that I was like just losing a lot of time here in this sector. I know I take that very aggressive. I know I take that incredibly aggressive. Oh, I lost some time there. Okay, looks like for some reason we're getting it back in the straight though. doesn't really feel like what I did allowed me to be quicker here, but the numbers don't lie, so.
That lap time
Wow,
was
okay,
22,
undershot my goal apparently.
Shortest lap in this session.
Could have done better. Alrighty, look at us. We are here. Look at us, we are here. Ego restored. Feeling better. Now we'll see how we're able to take this last corner, or whether or not we do something that just kind of takes all this time away. We did lose a chunk of it. Nothing too substantial though, and looks like we're gaining a little bit of it back right here, right now.
You've just done a
All right.
21.8. That's your quickest lap.
Oh. Whoops. Well, we saved it, and that's all good.
This lap will be invalidated. Watch
We
the
make
track
mistakes
limits.
along the way. We're pushing pretty hard, so I expect little mistakes to get made along the way, like that. Yeehaw! Look at that, though. Full 360. Holla at you, Tokyo Drift, boy. I had to look down to make sure we were recording, because that looked cool and it was fun. I enjoyed doing it. I gotta say though, I am being a little abusive to these tires. So this probably isn't the way I should take my opening laps. My guess is that I really should start to take those opening laps a little bit differently. So. But, man, I was able to gain a lot of the time I wanted to gain. Right off the bat. Nope, off track there. Just didn't want to let out the throttle. I was just, felt like I was pushing too good. Okay, we're gonna call that wheel damage. I can see it's bent a little bit. I could kind of hear the tires telling me, you're going too fast. Through this corner, you gotta chill. $121,750, and that's clean too. That's a clean $121,750. Okay. So let's try to go quick while avoiding some off tracks here. We want to do a lot more clean laps than dirty laps here. Dirty laps are not a good habit for us to get into. Coming in. Coming in, hitting curb. Man, that is just a wild game trying to like fight the curbs. I don't know if I'm doing that right. I am probably being too aggressive with the curbs, and I'm leaving some time on the table. But this just feels like a car and a track combo where you need to be a bit aggressive.
122.7. You're currently 1.0 seconds slower than your best.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Okay, Christian.
Nope. Into the walls.
Limits.
Okay, so Definitely I'm quicker today, but I'm also sloppier, which I need to find a middle ground between the two places.
99%. Rear left, 99.
It just is not acceptable for me to be so sloppy and be making so many mistakes. So, once again, I will warm the tires up and I will see y'all shortly. Alright, relaxing, relaxing, braking. Nope. Nope. Losing so much time, wow. You can kind of see what just like, what seems like small mistakes are massive. Massive mistakes. Now, I've found some techniques, mainly getting off of the brake a little bit earlier, that are leaving me with a little bit more control in some of these corners. But not as much speed out of the exit as I'd like. So I'll have to make some kind of halfway in between those two things in order to... that's a terrible explanation. Let's just scratch that. Now, I've said it once and I'll say it again. If any of y'all are watching this and think, you know what, I could do better, tell me how, please. I have no ego about this. I want to know what I can do to improve, and I'm willing to do what it takes. So if you give me advice, I will take it. I will gladly take it. Like, why did I just lose a bunch of time there? Did I brake too early? How come, what do I look for turn-in for that section? I don't know. I'm kind of random there and don't always turn in at the same time. And if it comes down to races, I'm gonna not do well because of that, because I'll get nervous and anxious, and that guesstimation, trying to drive by feel, just isn't very effective in the middle of an actual race. So I'll take whatever advice I can get, please. And if you guys are enjoying this so far, a like and a subscribe would be fantastic. I doubt that too many people are making it this far into the video. And you know what? I get it. Life's busy. There's a lot of things to do. And from the perspective of my other videos, this can be pretty boring. You know, we're really just doing practice laps around the track. Even though I've started editing my videos, I'll be keeping these video edits pretty minimal because, you know, I don't want to just only showing you the parts where I'm talking. We also want to show you the parts where we're practicing as well. So give you some full, complete laps in there and things like that.
Your lap time was at 1:22.7. That puts you 1.0 off your best.
All right, taking a tighter line through there was helpful, but I don't think that my braking was quite on point. Whoop. Got a little bit too much curb there, lifted up, got it off track.
You need to watch the track limits.
And I'm just like serpentining all over, which is definitely applying too much heat to the tires. Definitely applying too much heat to the tires. Oh. Got a little lock up there. And you know what's funny? I don't think I'm gonna hit that 121.750 again today. I think that's about as good as I'll get. I think I've plateaued for the day. And it'll just be like laps trying to learn to be more consistent, you know. But hold on. But the sad thing is that, like, I feel like I do all these practice laps and then I can't tell if it's like my nerves or the actual track conditions that make it so that I just end up going like almost 2 seconds slower than this one, you know, than these 121s. Oh, didn't need a downshift there. Lost some time for it. But that's okay, we're still within 2/10 right now. I think that that's something I'm willing to accept. Now, one thing I think I need to learn to do is try to carry more speed through this corner. But hold it for exit. And I think I just did it there. So, even though my lap time overall was slower, that last sector was probably one of the better ones I've done so far. Whoop, turned in a little too late there. You ruined one part, you ruined the others. Held the brake a little bit, I think, too long there. Maybe I just need a quick little hard blip for just a second. Slightly longer than that. But I'm getting more speed in this straight consistently, so that's really good. It's just kind of one or two parts where I don't want to say I got lucky, but I kind of got lucky. All right, there we are. Now we're putting a lot more power and a lot more speed through that corner. Way off track. Is this off? Yep, this is off track for sure. You can't just drive here. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm in my head now.
Slow down if you don't want a penalty.
Yeah, I'm in my head now. I'm just frustrated about that for sure. And you know, I think for me, that's probably one of my biggest things that I need to work on that would help me just go faster in a race. Not in a lap, but in a race. It's just like mentality overall. Like, I think my mentality is just a little shoddy, and when it comes to just getting in an accident, I think one small hiccup just seems to be a huge problem for me. And adds a lot of difficulty going forward. Way off track. But I need to start pushing the boundaries there. If I'm really trying to get like an insanely clean, fast lap time, you know, that's gonna be it. Now, I'm gonna pull over for a second, and I'm gonna go look at some telemetry, and I'll be right back. I just wanna double check where I'm at in comparison to yesterday's time, and what some of the best out there is.
Front left.
All right, so we're back, and I took a look at things. So, I'm actually feeling really positive about this. The best out there that I could find, well, he's second place. First place just didn't let you compare lap times for some reason, but which is fair. I guess if you're that good, you don't want everybody seeing your secrets. Looks like the best was someone named Sebastian Coulson, who was able to hit a 120.234, right? And so today we were able to hit a 121.750 with an optimal of 121.365. All right, so since I just came back from doing the math 100% in my head and not using ChatGPT, it looks like my time difference is 1.516 seconds from the best one I can find, which that feels incredibly good. Yeah, that just feels incredibly good. Feels very good. So we'll get back on track and continue to refine a little bit. I just had to go ahead and get my eyes on like where I was sitting in comparison to the best. And it just kind of, I hope what it's showing is as long as I can be clean. Whoops, unlike that. As long as I can be clean, we can really start to nail, like, some wins, maybe even, you know? At least some top 5 behavior is kind of what I'm looking for. This is definitely a track that I feel a lot more comfortable on, though, because of Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo just kind of paved the way for this track for me. And so I learned well ahead of time, like, you want to brake early for this because it's a turn, a hard right-hand turn over a crest. So you can't see the turn and it's kind of deceitful. Brake, 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 brake. Brake, brake, brake. Oh, I'm on cold tires. Silly me. Now I've slightly created too much variance between the interior and the exterior temp of the tires. Very slow. Really having trouble, though, finding a balance between being quick and being, you know, safe. I think would be the best way to describe it. Being quick and being safe. Now, I think that my brake traces are starting to look a little bit better. I know that, you know, a lot of people have told me that my brake traces are pretty good. I don't know, it's hard for me to accept that, but... altogether... not the line I want to take. So... now that I'm taking that a little bit faster, I'm having trouble mitigating the car into, or just maneuvering the car into the position I want it to be in.
You've just done a 123.4. You're now 1.7 off your best.
Really need to figure out how to get more speed coming up this hill. Kind of figuring out turn in there. Turn in here. Whoop, a little early. See, that's another spot where I'm struggling with turn in. Hey, we stayed on track. That's technically safe. Bad, bad, bad. Turned in way too early. Turned in way, way, way too early. But I think if I, you know, we'll come back tomorrow and we'll do some more practice as well and see if we can't really drill in this consistent lap time. Now that I've kind of figured out, okay, a 121.750 is possible. I think what I'd like to do is find out, well, what did I do? How did I get a 121.750? How do I do it again? Why do I keep not being able to do it here?
You're currently 0.5 slower than your best.
You know, what am I doing wrong here? What am I doing wrong? Am I braking too early or too late? Turn in there wasn't good, so I can tell that that's the issue. For certain. There, not really certain what it is that I do to be faster versus slower. Felt like I was able to get on the throttle earlier there, but, you know, my times are still lacking here in the straight. Okay, so now we're catching up a little bit, it looks like. We dropped from a 0.63, a loss of 0.63 to a loss of 0.62, now a loss of 0.61. So that's a positive. And I'm just not really sure exactly what's happening here. Taking that corner so much better, dropped 0.3. So I think that can put me a little bit closer to my optimal. I think that might drop my optimal though.
1. You're now 0.4 off your best.
Let's go with a heavier stab. A little bit longer on the brakes there. I think I was just a little bit short on the brakes. Kind of lost control, lost the back end a little bit there. Maybe could have broken less. Okay. We've got potential here. We can technically achieve a better lap time here. But at least we can probably get close to our actual lap time. Okay. So, we were not able to beat our lap time, but what we were able to do
You've just done
was match it.
21.8. You're less than a tenth of a second off your best.
Alright, I want to try to cut in earlier there. Off track. Alright.
Okay, Christian, we need to watch the track limits.
Understood. I agree. I really do need to watch the track limits. Wish I could have gotten down into fourth there, but I don't know why. It just didn't seem like it wanted to. Got great rotation out of that corner. Great rotation there. So I'll have to really look at my telemetry to see what I did for that corner. All right, here we go. I think we got it. I think we got it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Holla at you, boy. Oh, I know that sounded lame to say, but I do not care. I got it. That's a 121.524 now. Bitch, I'm me. Whoop.
Don't invalidate this lap. Track limits.
That's fair. Now, that 121.524 wasn't clean, though. So, technically doesn't count. But I'm gonna count it. And say it's a tangible lap. I think I'm moving over to this side of the track too soon. I don't know why, but I'm gaining more time when I stay over there. Oh, I did not turn in soon enough at all. Saved it, though. Boy, I'm getting drifty in a Formula car. Who that boy? Who him is? I do think that the way I'm driving, though, is probably not the best for tires in the long run. Like, this may not be the best endurance pace. And since these are 20-minute races, I may want to find a way to get the same lap time I'm getting while being cleaner. I don't know if that's a possibility, but... went in a little late. I think I just needed to hold the brake a little bit longer. A little bit longer, or brake just a hair earlier. Not sure about turn in there. Let's okay, let's figure that out. Let's stop. Let's figure that out. All right. So, here's where we're at, right? What if we were to turn in right at the end of the blue? Right at the end of that strip? What if we were to hold ourselves on that strip the whole time and then turn right at the end of the strip? I think that could be a reality. Ooh. Got on the throttle a blip too early. Just a blip and a half. I cannot figure out turn in there.
Mind these track limits, please, Christian.
I will. I promise. That's like my only big problem so far. I mean, even here where it's like crazy, I'm all right here. I may not be as quick. I'm kind of like on and off by like a half a tenth, you know, but still. Ooh, my goodness. Can't tell if that was overheating to the tires or me bad driving. Bad me driving. Yeah, earlier turn in for that second section. And we're starting to get it. Yeah, being able to get down into fourth there helps so much. Terrible. 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 Just terrible. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. I do believe this was a clean lap. Let me not get too excited too soon. Yeah!
That lap time was 121.5. Good lap. That's your best in the session.
Alright, so I think with a 121.480, let's go ahead and call it. I think that's a good enough lap time for me by a long shot. Knocked about 3/10 off of, you know, the improved time. I came in here thinking, all right, I'd like to hit maybe like, what was I at yesterday? So yesterday we were at a 123. And I was thinking, all right, and that's a 123.7. So I was thinking, all right, I just want to maybe get myself down into the 122s. And instead, we come in here and we get ourselves down into the mid 121s. Just like, I don't know. This is my underdog story. I feel like I'm just, I'm very happy with this result here. I said we were going to call it, and then I just kept driving because, you know, it can be addicting. Thank you all so much for watching till the end. I'll have a little outro that you guys can check out, you know, a little wrap up, a condensation, if you will. And so, yeah, we'll leave things where they're at. I'm really pleased with my result today. We'll kind of see how it translates into a race. But tomorrow, we're gonna do even more practice. So for those of you who enjoy kind of just coming and hanging out, you know, in a little bit more of a chill environment, I think these practice sessions are gonna be better for you. On top of all that, for some of you maybe newer drivers, you can kind of get a little bit of a fast forward version of the process of what it takes to, you know, shave off some lap time and that kind of thing. And at least the mental process. And for some of you really good, new, experienced drivers, you know, I'm happy to take any advice that's given my way. I know, obviously, that there are ways that I can speed up. The best lap time that I've found is, I don't know about on here, but the best lap time I've found on Garage 61 is a 120...
This lap, track limits.
120.234. The best lap time that's available. So, yeah. If anybody has any advice, please go ahead and do that. And if you guys liked what you saw, last thing, go ahead and like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. And you know what? I said last thing, but one more thing. If you're going through a hard time right now and things just aren't good for you, reach out to me. I can at least just talk with you. I'm not the world's smartest person. I'm not, you know, I'm not Dr. Phil. But I know what it's like to go through a hard time. And if you feel like that's you, and maybe there's some stuff that's going on in your life that you just kind of want to talk about, I've got a Discord, and after this video, I'm gonna go ahead and add not only a little section that says let's talk, but give you guys the ability to just go ahead and message me directly if you're uncomfortable with everybody seeing it, and we can just kind of talk. I don't know, life's really stressful, gets really difficult. It's not just like the surrounding life, it's what's within us that kind of feels, incomplete sometimes. Life can feel overwhelming, but we can also feel like we're not enough, for the current demands of the situation. And I think things like that are just best talked out with somebody who maybe is a neutral party and who cares. I'm not a therapist. I'm not going to have life-changing advice for you, but I can at least listen. So, if that's you and you feel like you might want to just, have an extra connection in your life, somebody that you can vent to and talk to about the things that frustrate you, I'm going to set that up after this on my Discord, and so it'll be there by the time I release this video. And I want y'all to I mean it when I say it. I want y'all to feel comfortable reaching out to me. I may not be able to help, but if listening helps, then I can absolutely help. So, other than that, that's the end. It's intro time. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay classy. So, that wraps up our second practice session for the week. I am beyond excited to get started for these races this week. With one more practice session tomorrow, I think I'm already feeling confident enough to go ahead and hit the track. Knocking over a second off of both of my lap times in both cars was a lot more progress than I expected. For those of you that stuck around to the end, I want to wish a huge thank you. I know these practice sessions can be a bit longer and a bit less exciting, so I want to thank you so much for sticking with it. If you're curious, I'll have the link in the description for my full lap analysis over at Garage 61. But that's it for me today, so cheers, and I'll catch you beyond the apex.